Welcome to Corn Dog Caravan. Today we are going to share with you our top 7 boondocking spots of 2021.
I'm Ray, and you're watching the Corn Dog Caravan channel. My wife Chris and I decided there's more to life than working and doing house projects. So we sold everything we own, built out a Ram ProMaster we call Lotus because others think it's stupid, and are traveling full-time seeing friends, family, and exploring the beautiful country around us, along with our 2 Boston Terriers.
For our top 7 spots, we are using location, scenery, and things to do to determine what made them our favorite places.
Starting off with number 7, my pick was Death Valley BLM. It had great location, we had scenery. We were there in late December, so we had some snow caps that we could see. Sunsets were unbelievable. We also were treated earlier that day. We went through Rhyolite, which is a ghost town. Really neat stuff to see, just looking at the old history, the old train station. To get to it, you'll come in from, I guess from Rhyolite or from Beatty, Nevada. You'll come in to a cattle guard right at where you're leaving Nevada coming into California. Right as you're coming up to the sign on the left-hand side, there's a little gravel road, and you'll turn left there, and you'll go down that gravel road about a half a mile. There'll be a couple of spots on your right-hand side. Large site, at least 2 camper vans, maybe even, truck camper. 5th wheel be pushing it, but the road was a little bumpy. That would be my number 7. Next on the list, number 6, is Capitol Reef East Dispersed camping. We were coming from Moab right as you're coming up to the entrance to Capitol Reef, just before, probably maybe a quarter mile before the sign entrance into Capitol Reef. On the right hand side, you're going to see it's almost like just a little exit off the road, and when you pull off, there's an upper and a lower section. The upper section is just wide open. Could easily probably get a 5th wheel in there and turn around with with a lot of space, maybe even a Class A. But if you go down the hill, there's a lower section. It probably has, I think, maybe 6 spots. There was one at the very end, nice and level, right on a creek. Just unbelievable.
Better get there early.
Yeah, get there early. We got there probably about 2 o'clock, and we got in. And then as we were there, people kept pulling in, wanting the spot. They're like, oh, should have got here earlier. Highly recommend. Just the sound of the water rushing by all night long just made sleeping so much easier.
It's right along the Fremont River.
There was a fire ring. Your distance to the water is only maybe 3 feet. And then there's probably a little bit of hiking trails or, kind of exploring on your own. But it's just the access to everything else made it so nice. Again, it's free. It's dispersed camping. Probably a 14-day limit. It's on Iverland, or I think it's on Campendium as well. We did a review of it. It's been a little bit ago since we stayed there, but we definitely would stay there again because it is in our top 7, and it's at number 6. So moving up to number 5, coming up next.
Number 5 is Hole in the Rock Road, right off of the scenic and beautiful Highway 12 in Escalante, Utah. Now, the campsite itself isn't spectacular. There is garbage cans at the front, which is always such a good nicety to have. But the main reason we chose this is for its location. Right outside of Escalante, there is tons of hiking. We hit a road called Burr Trail Road that had hiking and different sights to see. Lower Calf Falls, which was an amazing hike. And then in the town of Escalante, we had access to laundry and water at the state park, and a really great restaurant called Georgie's that you have to go to if you're in Escalante. Amazing burritos and tacos.
Coming up to number 4, Tom's Best Dispersed camping just outside of Bryce Canyon. Again, it's free, 14-day limit. Tom's Best, I don't know how many sites they have. I'm gonna guess
a lot.
Thousands, maybe?
I don't know, a lot, definitely a lot.
I mean, every road we turned down, there were just amazing spots. There's too many, I can't even tell you. Just start turning down roads and find spots you like. If it's full, which we only saw maybe On the 2 roads we came down, I think we only saw maybe 7 or 8 campers total.
Well, we were off season in November, but even if it was full, the sites are large enough that you could double up if you needed to.
Yeah, all the sites have fire rings. A lot of them did have actually firewood there from maybe the previous camper, so that was nice. Of course, no water, no electric, any of the kind of amenities. Cell service, I think we had some decent coverage there. But what's nice about this area, just the scenery, privacy of the campsites, easy access in and out of there. The number of sites was just unbelievable. But what's even better is just the proximity, being close to Bryce, being close to Red Canyon. Town of Tropic was, I think, maybe only 8 miles away. Great barbecue in the area, if they're still in business, hopefully they are. Laundry, grocery stores. We were there at, we celebrated Thanksgiving at Tom's Best, and so we went into town, got a few supplies, and even got us a pecan pie for Thanksgiving Day, so we enjoyed that. So we would definitely highly recommend. I know it's Tom's Best is on, I know, on Campanium with, I think, probably 5 stars, and it definitely deserves it. Moving up to number 3.
East Fork in Pagosa Springs is number 3. Now, this is probably our first true boondocking experience where we had to go down a really rough road and had a lot of seclusion. So that also played a part in making this such a high number on our list. Pagosa Spring, East Fork was gorgeous. We were right along a river, and I cannot remember the name of it right now, and then just steep mountains all around us. Now, the road getting in was not fun.
Bumpy.
I think if we were to do it again, it probably wouldn't be so bad. Again, it was the first time we had to take our newly built van on a washboard road. You go pretty slow. It takes you a while to get out there. So where we stayed was right when you turn on that road, there is a paid campground about a mile in. You want to just keep going. And we came to a bridge, looked to the left, and there were some spots. We were like, this is as far as we want to go. And but if you keep going, there's even
better spots
with more spectacular views than you can imagine. So, scenery, typical Colorado beauty. And location, you're probably about 20 to 30 minutes, I can't remember, it's been so long, away from Pagosa Springs, the town. So you have the hot springs resort, all of the shops, the restaurants, anything you need in Pagosa Springs. And one thing is we did go hiking up toward all those other really pretty spots that we didn't want to drive our van up to. And it was the first time we were in Colorado. We didn't have bear spray. We really weren't prepared for this hike. And we heard some animals that were probably pretty big animals. We don't know what it is. But anyway, we hightailed it out of there.
Maybe a mountain lion.
Maybe, because it sounded kind of like a cat. Went to Walmart and got some bear spray to have on our hikes with us. But anyway, absolutely beautiful. You could stay for the full 14 days and just soak in all of the beauty. And yeah, number 3.
Yeah, and I think if we go back, we may even check, there's a West Fork dispersed camping as well.
There are definitely other areas.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many.
This was just the one that we liked.
We were there also, I think the temperatures in Pagosa were pretty warm, but the East Fork spot, I think it was 8,000 in elevation.
Yeah, it's up there.
And definitely improved cooler weather, even though it was warm in Pagosa. So if you're trying to escape the heat,
that might be the place.
Head up there. Wintertime, I'm sure it's much, much colder than Pagosa Springs.
I don't think I'd be there.
Yeah. And the number 2 spot is Anvil Campground, located outside of Silverton, Colorado, and right off the $1 Million Highway. Unbelievable scenery.
Beautiful.
Just Colorado mountains again. Finding spots was super easy. Now, we were there right at leading up to 4th of July week, so the place was packed, but we still found a spot. There's actually several.
The last spot.
Yeah.
I think we got the last spot. Good spot.
Right along the waterway there. Silverton's close by, just beautiful scenery, beautiful hikes. Even just going down the road, you know, that leads into the camp area. Just kept stopping along the way, kind of finding our own little places to explore. I ventured off the road and went up to and found a little waterfall going down towards the end. Now, when we were there, there was, at the end of the road, it was shut off. I guess they've had fires. I guess in the last couple of years they've had to shut down the road because I guess between fires and I guess maybe some erosion.
They actually had forest people there making sure that nobody crossed the barrier because it was that dangerous. But if some point you'll be able to cross that, and I think there's a ton of extra hikes to be had in that area, which that whole area of the $1 Million Highway is just loaded with off-roading, hiking, mountain biking, tons of stuff to do.
Yeah, and our cell service, we did have some cell service there with T-Mobile. Again, we're helped out by our WeBoost. It helps just boost the signal. But we were able to stream a few things. We actually popped out a projector one night and watched some shows on Netflix. So yeah, it's a lot of people were there, but everybody was super respectful. We actually met a couple that I would consider friends now. And again, they took us into dinner at Silverton. So you've got dinner and shopping in Silverton. Keep going south, you've got Durango. It's a great place if you're going to explore that part of Colorado. That's a great place to home base it. Yep.
Okay.
All right, so moving into number one.
Number one is Twin Lakes in Colorado. I fell in love. Absolutely fell in love. Number one, we were looking for a place to escape a heat wave that was coming through Colorado. And if you are in a van with no true air conditioning system other than the cab, you know that it is not fun to be traveling in a van when it's 90+ degrees with humidity. So we found Twin Lakes. It is right outside of Leadville. So your towns that are closer, like Buena Vista, Leadville, the town of Twin Lakes, it's on the road that'll take you up to Aspen. So it'll kind of take you everywhere. But we found this spot on Campendium, and it's also on I-Overlander, and it's way on top. You have to go all the way to the top.
Next to the reservoir. Next
to the reservoir. And if your rig can make it to the top ledge, which we saw a Class A make it to the tippy top.
I don't know how he did it.
I don't know how he did it, but anyway.
Kudos.
Kudos to him. But you're overlooking both the Twin Lakes. Behind you is the reservoir. Down the hill you have St. Elber's South hiking trailhead. So that'll take you up to the summit of Mount Elbers. You will also be able to get on the CDT, which is the Continental Divide Trail, and the CT, which is the Colorado Trail. So hiking is endless. And I never thought I could stay in one spot for the full 14 days. We stayed at that spot for 14 days and
we've actually been there twice now.
And we've gone twice. So anyway, Twin Lakes is a must, especially when you're trying to escape the heat. I don't know that I want to be there in the winter, but it was beautiful. Oh, and if you have kayaks or
fishing, probably at the reservoir,
all of that, it's all there. It is all there. Absolutely stunning. We'll probably go back this upcoming year if we go through Colorado again. And that, my friends, is number one.
So we've got two more honorable mentions that we want to add because they couldn't make the top 7 and we couldn't
agree.
We couldn't agree. We had our
He liked one and I liked one.
So when we're coming out of St. George, Utah, heading to Vegas on I-15, my top was in Littlefield. It is Cedar Pocket past Dispersed camping. We stayed there, I think 2 or 3 nights. It's about a mile in from I-15. Very little signage, but just drive down the road. You're gonna see a couple near the beginning. There were some trash kind of containers maybe. There was a lot of cows on the road. And then we found a spot almost towards maybe the end. And then once we got there, we found there was also a wash that you could hike. We weren't ready for the hike at that day, but probably on our next time through, would love to do that and see what kind of scenery that gives us. But lots of cows, lots of great scenery.
Lots of cow poop.
And cell service, I can't remember. I think we had some okay.
I think it was good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we tend to always have some covers at some point. So that is my honorable mention.
I forgot what my honorable mention is. Oh, yeah. Okay, so my honorable mention is outside of Yellowstone, and it's called Carbella's recreational area. Not a lot of campsites, but it is more of a dispersed camping area, not so much boondocking. There were vault toilets, there's a boat ramp, and I think if you're gonna take a boat, it's more like a little John boat. It's not for big boats. Each spot was along the river and had, or water, yeah, it's the Yellowstone River. And it has a little walkway down there, picnic tables and fire rings. So, and then there were some trash cans. Those are all like really nice niceties. But you were in such close proximity of Yellowstone National Park, the beautiful river, and a few amenities, which made that my honorable mention.
So guys, if you like what you see or have suggestions, put those in the comments. Maybe some of your top picks.
Definitely comment below what your favorite dispersed camping or boondocking spots have been in the last year.
So guys,
forever.
Yeah. So guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and tune in for the next video.
See you next time.
Bye guys.
Is that what you think?
Yeah. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and let us know if it was helpful. Also, please comment below if you have any questions about the van build or suggestions about the future content as we build out this channel. Follow us along our journey on Facebook or Instagram using Corndog Caravan. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button and tell your friends about our channel.